Now look at this. 16 XHP50.3 high intensity LEDs in cool white in this new Imalent SR16 Search and Rescue flashlight. Finally here on the channel, let's see what it takes to build an ultimate Imalent. For 21,700 cells, checked. Handle with a button, checked. Active cooling fans, checked. As many LEDs as you can possibly fit, checked. And smooth reflector, checked. Barrel plug so that you can also interchange battery packs with other Imalents, checked. Some weird looking shelf material to make a heat dissipation even better, checked. So yes, after making the MS12 Mini MR90, Imalent finally realized that there has to be some changes, you know, and they released the SR16. It is really similar to those two aforementioned, however it does feature additional handle with the switch, but also a much more anticipated beam profile achieved from 16 XHP50.3 high intensity LED that will give you much more throw, but also less blinding when it comes to close illumination. How brilliant it is! And last but not least, you also get this similar battery pack that you can interchange with different series. Isn't that brilliant? Alright, so here it is with the box. It is really huge. However, the flashlight is quite compact, mind you. As you can see in the previous section, it's not much bigger than the MS12 Mini or MR90, which were really extremely compact for the power they offered. So typical for the Imalent, we've got a nice quality picture and also the version of the plug of the charger. However, the rest is really plain cardboard with some key stats printed in this reflective blue color, which I really adore. Sliding out the outer layer, which might be quite tight sometimes. Okay. We get the identical box that opens magnetically like that. When you open the box, you immediately see the thick foam that protects the flashlight itself. When you remove it, you see the whole package. The manual for the SR16 Paladin. Different languages, obviously. Of course, 2 spare O-rings, the key for the handle, also spare screw and some other O-rings. Cool. Then we also get the quality charger with 19 volts and 2 amps, mind you. It looks pretty different, but it is actually identical that I got with my MS12 Mini, as you can see by the output. So although you may criticize the proprietary charger and battery pack, it is actually quite convenient if you have a little bit of Imalents from the same family that you can use just simple one charger. And if you think that it's easy to take it out, not really. So here it is, well protected in transportation. Let's remove it, shall we? Much better. But also, make sure that you remove the insulation film from the battery pack. Yeah. And here it is with all its glory and magnificence. Wow, it is really compact actually. Look at how it lays in my hands. If you take it by the handle, it is really really compact, but also you can remove the handle if you wish, because there's a second switch on the body, so it really is not a problem. I think it is this disproportionately big head to the body ratio that really gives you this impression that it's a bulky flashlight, but in reality it really is not. Removing the handle is really nothing easier than just unscrewing it with the included key. After unscrewing, it reveals two contacts, but also the battery indicator. Now it is really clearly visible, because before it is quite hidden under the handle, so you cannot see it really from the sides, only when you look straight from above. So size comparison here, this is the SR16 and MS12 Mini. Same battery pack, but definitely different head design. SR16 is much bigger, but also housing 4 more LEDs. But on the other hand, if it wasn't this gigantic head, this flashlight won't be really much bigger than the MS12 Mini, which is really pocket friendly. Here is the MR90 with slightly bigger head, but still not that big as SR16, alright? And if you are also curious, here is the Manker MK38. Definitely not that big. Design wise, you can tell that this is a premium Imalent. We've got this beautiful yet secure knurling on the battery pack, identical as previous Imalents. We've got this standard iconic Imalent switch that rotates with this beautiful voice. Oh, I love it. We also do have their two cooling fans in this weird configuration that, as you can see, we've got it here and here, but then no vents. So it's really a big question how they did manage to, dissipate all the heats with cooling fans just from two sides, while it is identical fans as they use probably on their MS12 Mini, but here they use 3 fans from 3 sides, and the fourth side is the switch. Here we've got the third side is obviously the place for the handle, which I also kindly appreciate. And here we do have this different metal, as you can see in the head, probably to dissipate the heat even better, and it really does that. And from this side, we've got beautiful sculpted 16 individual reflectors, smooth obviously, housing 16 XHP50.3 high intensity LEDs. Everything is just perfect. Mine sample came from Germany, from Amazon, and I couldn't take any single black spot or dust in reflectors, which is just perfect. Paying over $360 for a flashlight, you could expect perfection, and it is really here. Highly appreciated. Slight anti-reflective coating, the glass is just huge. Wow, I really like the design. Obviously, there is this standard battery pack as from previous Imalents. We've got the barrel plug here. The charging takes around 2 hours, and as you might expect, we've got red and green indicator here. Red means charging, green is fully charged, and the charging is really quite fast and highly appreciated. Even if you don't have time to charge, you can have the spare battery pack or use other one from different Imalent, which is quite nice that you have this interchangeability. So when it comes to cooling system, it is still a non-intelligent one in that sense that it is activated based on the mode you're in, and it turns off whilst the flashlight it turns off also. So, and here they are, quite loud, but no problem here. So what I can tell is that this one is sucking the air in, and this one is blowing the air out. So it goes like this. Yeah, the sound is really somewhat disturbing, but compared to this one, you can clearly tell that 2 fans is quieter than 3. But are 2 larger fans a little bit quieter? Definitely they are. Okay, so let's just go through the UI real quick. It is quite identical to the previous Imalents, for example MS12 Mini, however, they did some minor improvements. First things first, let's see what we've got here in terms of moonlight modes or eco mode or ultra low. 1, 2, 3, there is a shortcut, and in this particular example we've got really low mode when it comes to, you know, the lowest output. Here, for example, this is around 90 lumens, I believe, and here is the lowest output in MS12 Mini. Yep, around 1000 or even more. Okay, so then we can also try different modes. So hold the switch to cycle between low, middle 1, middle 2, high, even higher. Double tap for turbo mode, double tap for strobe mode, and then this is really disturbing, so I have to turn it off. Apart from that, 1 click for on, 1 click for off, obviously, and then hold the switch to cycle again, go into the lower mode. From any other mode, you can triple click to access the lowest mode, which is always a nice addition. So, when you feel that the flashlight is still hot because the cooling fans do not work properly, you know, and when the flashlight is still hot but it's turned off, the fans also turn off, you can hold the switch from off for a couple of seconds to activate the cooling fans manually. 1 click will turn the flashlight on and turn the fans off, which is the shortest way to deactivate them. Last but not least, the most important feature, which is the lockout for this particularly powerful flashlight. 4 clicks from off, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the battery indicator will blink to indicate that the flashlight is locked out. As you can see, every time you press the switch, the indicator will display that it's locked out. 4 clicks to unlock it, and then you're fully operational. Obviously, full mode memory except for the turbo mode. Nice. Let's talk about the handle for a little bit, because my anticipation was that it was just a dummy handle like in X50 from Acebeam, but Imalent managed to make it with the button that functions identically as the side button I presented to you previously. So my main concern is that the handle, as you can see, is quite short. However, it is obviously limited by the physical length of the flashlight. However, my hands, I'm not a particularly huge guy, but as you can see, I can barely comfortably hold it with my 4 fingers, and I still, you know, reach the end of the handle. So for bigger guys, I suspect that it is, you know, more like a 3 fingers hold. So definitely a little bit longer handle would be appreciated. But also locating the switch at the left portion of the handle means that all the left hand users will struggle, really, because when I'm right-handed, I can hold the flashlight with my 4 fingers and then I can operate it with my thumb, right? But if you are a lefty, then you can hold it with your 3 fingers, thumb here, and then with your index finger, you can really operate the flashlight, which is probably not the most comfortable way to do it. Why not moving the switch here at the top? I'm not sure really, but luckily I really appreciate that they use the handle, because using it with it, it's another level of confidence and comfort. Highly appreciated. So here are my lumen measurements of the Imalent SR16. If you need more time, feel free to pause the video. Looking at the runtime graphs here, we definitely can see that the Imalent SR16 is a beast. Surprisingly though, it does not share this famous flat sustainable output as the previous MS12 Mini, but also MR90. Although the fluctuations are not that huge, you can definitely see them on the chart. However, in the outdoors, I couldn't detect it with my own eye. So as you can see, around 30 seconds mark, we've got around 48,750 lumens, and after 1 minute and 1 second, we've got a drop from 44,306 lumens over the course of 30 seconds to around 8,928 lumens after flashlight body hitting 67 degrees. So mind you, this one is definitely hot, you won't miss that. And then we've got some slight fluctuations. They do intensify as the power in the battery pack goes down. Let's go to the high mode. Here we've got 3 full minutes of runtime before the flashlight started to step down from over 23,230 lumen over the course of 7 seconds. So pretty quick step down to around 9,209 lumens after hitting 62 degrees. Again, we've got some fluctuations in between range of 500 lumens over the course of 38 minutes. So definitely this is not a long runtime, but as you would expect, 16 LEDs powered from only 4 21700 batteries won't give you a huge runtime. However, the performance is spectacular. 55 degrees Celsius is what flashlight body did stabilize at. And here's the first mode that you don't have any step down. However, as you can see, the fluctuations on this chart look really dramatic, but let me assure you that you won't detect it with your naked eye, because these fluctuations are between 8,800 lumens and 9,500 lumens over the course of 47 minutes. Again, flashlight body stabilized around 57 degrees Celsius. Mind you, the internal fans are still working, but you don't have any step down. Last but not least, the middle one. Here's the first or the last mode that internal fans are working. Here, as you can see, we've got again fluctuations somehow, but no step down whatsoever. We've got flashlight body stabilizing at around 37 degrees Celsius. So I really suspect that fans are not really needed here anymore. And out of claimed 2 hours runtime, I've got 1 hour and 41 minutes before the flash turned off by itself. Beamshot comparison? Sure. RS16, MR90, MS12 Mini, and modded MK38 with 8 XHP50.3 high intensity, 5000K 90 CRI. Enjoy! I am sure that you noticed, but as I review the SR16, Imalent has already announced the SR32 with twice as large battery pack and twice as much LEDs in the head. This is claimed to be the beater of the current Lumen King, the Imalent MS18. I have the neutral white version, so I'm really excited to compare the current King MS18 with the newly announced SR32 once it is released on the market. So guys, stay tuned because it will be amazing. But summing up my impressions of the Imalent SR16, I think this is one of the most amazing Imalents right now on the market, and not just because of, you know, adding the handle, but the way this flashlight operates and gives you this whole new level of impression outdoors when you have this huge power, but it is not blinding you like most flooders do, like the X75 or X50 from Acebeam, or even the Imalent MS12 Mini. You know, having this floody light that just gives you, you know, the huge amount of power, but right in front of you, just takes away all the pleasure of seeing what's beneath that. And this Imalent, I get the impression that it finally did well, and you can have this portable searchlight with extreme amount of power that does not blind you like all other flashlights. So I'm really excited to see the enhanced SR32 version, because if it goes right, it will be probably the most amazing flashlight the flashlight world has ever seen. Wow. So what I like about this flashlight is the build quality, obviously, the added handle, the user interface is okay, but first and foremost, the quick charging and the sheer power and beam quality of this XHP50.3 high intensity emitters. Again, I would really like to see the USB-C charging, but the barrel charging is okay as long as you own a couple of Imalents, but also the switch on a different portion of handle would be also highly appreciated. So would I like to see the larger battery pack with 8 21700 cell? Sure I would, but then this flashlight wouldn't be as compact as light. But with handle it is quite feasible, so yeah, please offer a optional battery pack with more power for this one. Why not? Maybe with SR32 it will be possible? I would like to see availability there. Other than that, it is a really almost perfect flashlight, and I highly advise you checking this out. I'm more than happy that I have purchased this one finally, and I'll definitely be keeping out in my collection because it is truly amazing. And also from other flashaholics that are not really huge fans of Imalent, I hear all the time that SR16 is really quite amazing even for Imalent. And other point is that my friend who is really trading Imalents, he says that it's the most popular model that he sold recently, judging now the MR90, MS12 Mini. SR16 is the most successful and popular model in his sales, so it also tells quite a lot about people who buy Imalent, you know. So guys, if you have any questions about this model, please leave them in the comment section down below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for more videos to come, and to support the algorithm of this channel. I hope that you like the video, and you can tell me in the comment down below what do you think about the Imalent SR16. From me, this is all for today. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Okay, I have some reservations about the stabilized output in this model, because they could do it in MS12 Mini and MR90, but somehow they couldn't do it here. Really